and above the area of the Pacific.
Yes.
Just above the Fujian and Taiwan province.
And right now it is flying over the Taiwan Straits.
Right.
And now with the rocket, it's now accelerating.
Yes.
The velocity is around 7 kilometers per second now.
7 kilometers per second. The velocity of the rocket is now 7 kilometers per second. Well, that's a fast travel, but compared with the speed to the moon,
Compare it to an aircraft. This is about 20 times the speed of sound.
yeah.
It's coast flight phase for the third stage.
Now the engine is shut down.
Shut down. 10 minutes.
The lunar and planetary probes launched by the Soviet Union used to have a lengthy coast phase, and they used liquid propellants. And the problem appeared to be that the propellants were just flying around loose inside the tank. And when they turned on the pumps again to restart the engine, they didn't necessarily find any propellant.
You mean the propellants have been escaped?
No, the propellant was floating free inside the tank. It was not settled. And there is an idea that's called an ullage rocket. An ullage rocket is a small rocket engine that is fired just to provide enough force to settle the fuel in the tank, so that when the pumps restart, they will actually draw the propellant in.
Why do we need a cold phase like this in the first place?
It's just a matter of looking at the geometry of the mission. There will be an optimum place to depart from low Earth orbit, and that is not necessarily at the same place where the second stage burns out. In the case of the Soviet Union, they required actually a change of direction, a dogleg maneuver, where they changed the plane of their orbit. And
they have to change the plane of their orbit? Is
yes,
it because of their latitude?
Their engine burned out fairly early in the flight, and they reached orbital speed, but then they couldn't depart in the plane of the solar system, in the plane of the ecliptic, until they reached that plane. Then they restarted the engines, or tried to. They had considerable difficulty doing it.
So just now we have been talking about the propellants. Will we be able in the future to have more choices of propellants, make our rockets powerful and make the journey faster?
If you're talking about chemical propellants, hydrogen and oxygen cannot be beaten. There's nothing that will do better.
And what about other sources other than chemical?
There are many other kinds of propulsion, some of which are much more efficient than chemical propulsion, but they don't work significantly well inside the atmosphere because they have, although they're very efficient, they have low thrust levels, not sufficient to lift you against gravity and get out of the atmosphere.
So currently this is the best technology we have.
For chemical propulsion, yes.
Well, obviously there is a tracking ship has monitored and tracked the flight of the rocket, which is now in this cold phase, which will last about 10 minutes. And then they will ignite the rocket again.
Right. About 10 minutes left. The rocket will bring the lunar probe very near the perigee altitude. Then the third stage engine start again to push the lunar probe into the LTO orbit.
The third stage rocket